Talking about the trial of the man who shot dead Chris Kyle.
He testified that Ralph once believed his co-workers were cannibals. This doctor saying Ralph was, quote, clearly psychotic.
The manifestation of the psychosis suggests a drug-induced psychosis.
I've been so paranoid schizophrenic all day, I don't know what to even think of the world right now. I don't know if I'm insane or sane.
If you'll remember, it was Eddie Ray, Ralph's sister, that was the one that first called 911.
He said that he killed 2 guys. They went out to a shooting range, and he's all crazy, psychotic.
A few weeks before the murders, Ralph held his girlfriend and her roommate at knife point in her apartment. And the night before the killings, she said,
I asked him if he was seeing things, and he said yes. And then I asked him if he was hearing things, and he said yes.
HLN legal analyst Joey Jackson is here. Now, closing arguments could begin this week in the trial. What does the defense have to do to convince the jury that Ralph was insane when he killed these 2 men, Joey?
Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning,
That's
Joey.
the big question. And so ultimately it's going to turn on, did he know right? Did he know wrong? Now, you might remember that the defense brought an expert. That was Mitchell Dunn. Mitchell Dunn was very effective in conveying the fact that Ralph was suffering from hallucinations. He was schizophrenic. He was paranoid. He was delusional. So as a result of his mental state, Ralph had no idea what he was doing, and that was the message he conveyed, of course, to the jury. Then, Melissa, in rebuttal, what did the prosecution do? Something that we knew they would, and that is, of course, put on their own expert to say, wait a second, he knew, that is Ralph, exactly what he was doing. He could distinguish between right from wrong, and in fact, he relied upon, the prosecution did, a Seinfeld episode where they said, that was an episode where they said hybrid pigs, humans and pigs together, and maybe Ralph got that from that episode. So we'll see how the jury processes it and determines whether he's not guilty by reason of insanity or he's guilty of the murder.
And Joey, on Friday, 2 psychologists testified for the prosecution. They say Ralph knew exactly what he was doing because he led police on a chase after the shootings. And the medical experts say it's clear Ralph knew he committed a crime.
You know, it's interesting, Melissa, because that can be processed in a variety of ways. First off, in the event that you're leaving the scene and you lead the police on a chase, of course you could say he knew what he was doing and it was wrong. That's why he left. You see the speed, you know, the high-speed chase there. But the reality is the defense is spinning that to say he fled because he was paranoid, he was delusional, and he thought the police were part of the conspiracy to come get him. So it all depends upon how it is that the jury ultimately determines and processes all the evidence and information. And, Melissa, it's not only the experts, it's, of course, the family, that is Ralph's family, his past history, his institutionalization. In fact, he was committed to psychiatric institutions before, and how that plays out with the jury. That's the big question. And you know what? What they decide, we're going to learn soon, because those closing arguments are coming up.
All right, Joey, thanks so much. You know, later on this week, you will be able to tune in to HLN. We'll have more coverage on the Sniper trial. That begins Monday on the Daily Share, and that's at 3 p.m. Eastern, starting on Monday.